Hey guys, welcome to Kipoerneke's Corner. I am in EverQuest Legends once more, and let's see here. It looks like Felwithe. Yes, it is Felwithe. I wonder what I was doing. Haven't a clue. I do have some fishing bait. I could go fishing. I have numerous frostings, jug of sauces, radio. I remember I was purchasing some spices and such things and then creating items from those. I think I ran out of spices and I still had some things that I could do with those, but I don't recall now what it was. So, I do have a good supply of food. Not much in the way of drink, but I do have, of course, the flasks of water somewhere. I don't know where. I think that I have some, maybe in my inventory. Otherwise, it's going to be a bad day. Oh, there they are, right there. Water flask. Man, I'm blind. All right, let's do a little fishing off of this area. Previously, I fished at the front of Felwithe, which was to the west over here. Or I say it's to the west. It appears to be to the west on this. And whenever I turn, I'm facing the correct direction when I turn to the west. So it seems like it would be west. And yet, to our north, it says southern Felwithe. I don't understand. But apparently, it's a misnomer. Southern Felwithe is to the north of northern Felwithe. Very odd. All right, but regardless, let's put on our fishing pole and get a little bit more fishing done over here and see if we get the same things as we did previously. Because in at the western section of this area, we're definitely getting a lot of tattered sandals. And I wonder if we'll get the tattered sandals in this body of water that we did in that one. So let's trade out our fishing pole with our club and find out what happens when we fish on this side of the world. All right, so first cast has gone into the water. And what do we have here? Surely any minute. There it is. It didn't catch anything. We have 116 fishing at this point, which is pretty nice. And while that goes on, let's come over here to players, go to friends, and see who's online right now. If anyone. Yes, Faz is online. Faz, you are a big time player, let me tell you. Every time I check and see if anybody's on, if anyone is, it's always you. If there's only one person on, you're the one. Very dedicated player. We got to play together sometime. But you're level 50 and I'm level 10, so I'm not sure I would be much use at the moment. I did catch some fresh fish. That's promising. And now we've got some fish scales that came on briefly to the line, I think. Make sure that's what that was. Yes, indeed. Interestingly, it does seem to have gone into stack with my other fish scales, as far as I can tell, which is unusual. Normally they just kind of stack up and I have to move them over. I got some tattered cloth sandals this time, so it appears that the same malady could be afflicting the people who go into this water as the ones who go into the other side. There's another one. They're definitely losing their shoes one way or another. Whatever the case may be, perhaps it's because of all the rusty daggers that are hanging out in these waters. People just keep on. Okay, This actually blows the whole idea of the merchant crossing over and losing his wagon load of daggers, though. Because surely he didn't lose them on both in both areas. I can't imagine that he would have made it all the way through that town. It's pretty tight roads in there, and then made it all the way to this waterway over here. So I'm not sure, but they do have a lot of rusty daggers in their waters and a lot of tattered cloth sandals. You can see that they're already piling up in the inventory. I wonder at this point if I added the auto merge inventory to this, if it would work. Let's try it. Let's do slash. Well, maybe. Let's try again. It didn't go off that. I see because I was fishing. Let's pile that up. Now let's try slash. I think it was auto merge inventory. And then I was going to go slash pause 10, just to give it another second there between that and the auto inventory button. Let's see if that works or not from merging the sandals together. I don't know. It wasn't working previously, but perhaps it will now. It would be super cool if it did, in that it would take up less room. And then also not cool because we would be merging things that I may not necessarily want to merge, like rusty weapons. Now, what I note immediately is that that fresh fish did not go stack up with the other fresh fish. So it seems that the fish scales initially did, or at least I thought it did. Maybe I was wrong on that. I'm not sure. Could be wrong. Didn't catch anything that time. Let's try again. Let's see here. Will we catch anything? And will it merge effectively if it is something that merges? We got a tattered cloth sandal, and it did not merge with anything. It just got thrown in. So the auto merge button is still not working. I may as well remove that from the list then once more because it's not useful, and it's just taking another second before it goes into the inventory. Because I'm working on it right now, it did not merge, so or it didn't go into the inventory at all. Rather, there we go, fixed it. I'll just sell my my tattered cloth sandals to someone. Doesn't matter too much who. I guess I could sell them to the guys around here. Might make some sense. That was a different kind of fish than what I've been getting. What was that? Oh no, it wasn't. It just didn't stack. Okay, so definitely not stacking. What if I have this window closed? Will they then stack? We're up to 120 fishing now. Tattered cloth sandal has gone into the inventory as usual, even if not as wanted or expected initially. Got a rusty dagger there. Running low on the iron rations, which is pretty fine. I think I'm not sure if the iron rations are improving any of my stats or not. We got some more fish scales. I don't know what is causing my, like, HP is green, AC is green, attack speed is green, all of various of these things are green, and I'm not sure why. Like green, I think it means that that's better than usual. I don't know. I don't know what makes it green. Like, is it that can the spells be what's making it green that I have on? Maybe I've got some buffs running and that's making it green. Or does it have to come from something special? Obviously, it wouldn't be the armor, right? Because that makes no sense. So it must be, this is above and beyond whatever the armor is giving me. I don't know what. I don't know if it's, it could be that the food is one of the components, but I don't know. It's very strange because it doesn't tell me anything. Click the fish button again, and then let's look at the stuff. So, like, you look at the iron ration, it doesn't show how long it lasts, if it's better or worse food than the other stuff, or if it gives any benefits of any kind. fish again here. Same with the batwing crunchies. We've got pickled lizard. We've got the fish head soup. You'll notice all of them are essentially the same. The only difference is those are small and, well, they're all small so far. They weigh different amounts and their value is different. But as far as how good they actually are, I don't know. I have no way to know. Probably I could go to that website. People have told me about EQ traders. That might be the one that would tell me all of the important, vital information like that. Not really sure. I do have some ale here, and I do know because I've tried it out that the ale will increase certain attributes. So the only way to really know that is to either screenshot or to write down what your current stats are across the board, then drink some ale and then see what happened. I don't know any other way to find that out unless you just have gone and looked at one of those websites that tell you the stats of different things. So yes, I have no idea if that's like, for instance, this ale something that would give you a lot of strength and agility. It feels like it's basic, right? Feels like pretty much all the components are things that you can buy and then you smash together. So essentially, you don't have to go out adventuring or gathering or anything like that in order to get enough stuff to make some ale. So I feel like that should be something that isn't as good as some of the other things. However, it does take a good amount of skill to make the ale. So, or to trivialize the ale at least. So again, I don't know. Is it worthwhile or not? No idea. I assume that we're going to hit the ability to make some very good kinds of alcohol so that it will be beneficial right before you go into a big fight or something like that. You can pop some ale, and if you've gotten your alcohol tolerance up enough, then you shouldn't suffer the detriments as much, right? I don't know if that's true or not, but I am assuming that's true, because there are detriments that go along with drinking, or at least with becoming drunk. I haven't gotten to the point with this character to where I don't get drunk if I drink ale. And in fact, if we look at it, you'll see that there are some, well, okay, depending on what you drink, it seems that some things make you more drunk than others do as far as your visual disturbance. Let me see if I drink one of these ales. Okay, first of all, we're at 677 HP, 170 strength, right? So we drink one. And neither of those things changed, but our intelligence and wisdom both went down. So what was the advantage of drinking the ale? I have no idea. I'm not sure. I only looked at those stats. If something else improved that I didn't notice, then all I can say is I didn't notice. They appear to be the same green stats as before, but now we have the red stats that dropped. Like I said, intelligence and wisdom. How much did they go down? I'm not sure, but they did definitely go down, and now they're red. As for anything going up, I didn't notice anything go up. The HP didn't, the strength didn't. I'm pretty sure the stamina didn't, and I don't think that the AC did. So if anything improved, it wasn't one of those things. I can't imagine that the agility and dexterity would have gone up. That makes no sense. Charisma could have, but it's not colorful. So I would think that it didn't. I just got better at meditate, which is weird because I didn't feel like I was meditating at all. Do we meditate while we're fishing? What is increasing my meditate? I've gotten better at meditate pretty consistently while fishing. So my meditate skill is going up. Is it because I'm standing still, perhaps? I don't know. And then another question. What benefit comes of meditation in this game? It almost has to be a shaman thing, right? Because I didn't have this meditate skill It's going up slowly. Well, actually, it's going up quickly. Now, granted, I did hit level 10, so it could be a berserker or a bard thing, but it feels like meditation would be more in line with shaman things than with berserker things by any stretch of the imagination or bard things. So I suspect that we've got a shaman skill that's increasing, and it appears to be doing it from fishing. This could be entirely incidental. It could be that just standing here doing nothing would make the meditation continue to grow, make the meditate skill increase at the same rate as what it has been doing. I'm not sure. Maybe they just think that you need a little bit of meditation skill in order to do the fishing. No idea. What I do know is we've got a number of tattered sandals that are going to be sold to the nearest merchant very soon. Otherwise, I've picked up a little bit of fish that I can cook into either, I don't know, or maybe we can, I've got a smoker in this game that I've been carrying around with me. Maybe we can smoke some of that fish. I don't know. I'm just going to try to see what I can do with it in the way of improving my baking skills overall. I'm getting a little bit at a time. So far, the only things I've been getting are fresh fish scales, and tattered cloth sandals. Now, that being said, the recipes that I can make are increasing as my skill goes up. So, as my baking skills go up specifically. I still have plenty of bait left. And just so you guys know, your fishing pole can break. I never had my fishing pole break during beta. But whenever I was fishing the other day, unexpectedly, my fishing pole broke. I assume that there is some percentage of chance every time you fish that your pole can break. It's very surprising to me. And I'm wondering if I could get a more durable fishing pole somewhere, or maybe I can make myself a more durable fishing pole. I mentioned the other day, I don't know how to do any wood crafting. Like, where is the saw? Where's I don't know, a woodworking table? I'm not sure. What I do know is my stuff just filled up. So I suppose I'll come over here to this merchant sill spin, and we'll try to sell her some of these here sandals. She wants them. That's great. I messed it up though. Failed to sell. Let's try again. I clicked done instead of sell. That's why. I was like, yes, I want to sell this sandal. I'm done. That is not what she meant when she said done, though. When I said done to her, apparently what I meant is not what I meant to mean. All right. We got lots of these. I don't know how to sell very many at once. So we're just gonna do them one by one there. Now, that pretty much covers that. Let's see how much she'll give me for the ale. She's at 1 silver, 8 copper per ale, I assume, because otherwise that'd be a real shame if it was just a total. Like, here you go. You can have 1 silver and 8 copper for 26 ales. Surely not. Let's check. 8 copper per jug. Okay, per ale. It says per ale. Apparently I can't read. Cool. Alright, so if I want to sell that, I can. And I may. But I don't want to sell it right now. What kind of items does she have that I might want to buy? I see that she has an electrum bar. I haven't messed with electrum at all. I'm assuming that that's something that will happen on the forge. But I'm not sure. I see that she will always sell you electrum bars. That's pretty cool. See if there's anything else of interest. Lots of fish fillets, which makes sense because she's standing right by this oven. It's very strange to me that the jewel crafter is standing beside the oven. I don't know. Is it very cold? She doesn't have on many clothing. Maybe it's cooler weather and she just, she's feeling a little chilly. And so she's come and taken up station by the oven. Makes sense. It doesn't look like it's cool, but you know, sometimes looks can be deceiving, so perhaps it is. We got gold bars from her as well. That's cool. Gold rings. She can buy infinite gold rings. Why would you want them that way? I mean, I guess if you needed a ring, can we look at it? Let's look. Okay, it doesn't, it's got an AC of 1. It's not really selling me on its, maybe you can fix it up and make it better. If you buy a gold ring, maybe you can make a better gold ring by doing some jewel crafting. I don't know. Weird. Jade earrings, jade ring, jeweler's kit. Is that how one crafts jewelry? Do you need a jeweler's kit? Don't know. And it's a container, so does it just hold stuff? Or is it like a crafting table and you make things in the jeweler's kit? I don't know. Legacy of Jewelcraft would probably answer the questions that I have. But I'm not going to buy it right now. We're just going to bumble our way along. There's also some platinum bars. Sapphire. All kinds of stuff. Silver bars. So you can definitely get all of the metals that one would need. Or you can get some of the metals that one would need for the jewel crafting right here from Merchant Silspin. Cool. Now, I'm going to come a little closer. I definitely didn't put her, but it popped back up anyway. All right, we're going to go to the oven, and we're going to make sure to have the personal depot turned on. Then we're going to search the recipes. I want to sort by its triviality because I really want to get my my skills up a little bit in the baking department. So we're going to see if there's anything that I can make. Looks like I can make just plain old fish fillets with a jug of sauces and 10 fresh fish that I have. Let's go ahead and click make all, and then we're going to click combine. But once I hit 82 skill, then I'm going to back out so that I don't continue using my fish at that point. So there's 80, there's 81. Now as soon as I hit 82, there we go. Now we're going to back up so that I don't make more. Now back over here again to the oven, and we will search again. I wonder where those went. So we have 5 fish left, and we have, it looks like 10 fish fillets. Cool. So each fish made 2 fillets as far as I can tell, because I did have 10 of those. Okay, search recipes. We're going to once more sort by triviality. Apparently I didn't need to do that again. It was already sorted that way. So what else do I have that we can make into stuff? I need a bunch of spices. I'm going to write this down so that I can remember to pick up spices, and I'm going to need a good number of them with all of the different things that I can make. That's something that I'll need a lot of. I already have 31 more of the candied spider, or the spider legs, so I can make a good number more of those. All right, what else we got going here? If only I could forage, that would be amazing. Can't quite do it yet. Don't have any clumps of dough, don't know where to get them. If I had some pumpkin, I could make various things, but I don't have any pumpkin. I feel like the old joke, you know, if I had some eggs, I could have some bacon and eggs if I had some bacon, you know. That's where I'm sitting right now. Can't even make a loaf of bread, man. That's where we're at. No clump of dough. It's interesting to me that the same clump of dough makes cookies or a loaf of bread, because my experience is that you don't use the same dough to make cookies and bread. Those are 2 different kinds of dough that you stuck together. But what do I know? Okay, I don't have any of the rest of this stuff. So in order to make more of these items, I would need to go and buy more spices. If I did that, I could get my baking up a little higher, and that may be a good idea. So, get out of here. I can't get it much higher because, well, okay, I say that. But the reason that I say that is because I don't have much fish left. Could probably do some more fishing if it comes to that. Also, if I can find a forge, then I can turn some of these rusty items into ore ultimately. And then, uh-oh, Tolkar Porloni is after me. Where is he? I don't know. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run for it. I think I might be going the right way. Who knows? Maybe not. I think he's gonna kill me. I got stunned. It's a dang shame that. He's a level 35 enchanter. That makes sense for why I got stunned there. Chaos Flux was bad. That just did almost 300 damage, I think. That's insane. That's alright. Shortcut to the entrance. I don't really have any detriments at this stage in my game from getting killed. So actually, I think it just got me a little bit closer to where I was going. Where I'm trying to get to is the... Well, actually, I'll take the forge or the oven. Let's first go to the forge. Now, one must take great care going to the forge as a ogre here in Felwithe, because there is a guy over there who hates me a lot. Don't know his name, but he is a scout of some kind. I wonder if it's the same one who was on me just now. That would be funny if I was going right back into him again. But the key thing is to go around this direction and come in from behind, and then not get beaten up by the scout guy. I just got better at meditate again. Not sure why. But here we have the forge hanging out of here. It's a quite a dull forge. All right. What I need to do is turn some of these rusty things into tarnished things. That's not how we do it. We tap in tarn. That'll get us there. And then turn some of this into tarnished stuff, and then we can turn it into ore. It seems to have... Oh, yes, I have make all on. That's what happened. That makes sense. Excellent. Good job, B. I had forgotten to take make all off. So it wasn't any degree of intelligence on my part. I had just forgotten. All right, there we go. Now, what other things might I want to make, or might I have to make, I should say? I only have one of those, so that's simple enough. Whatever I have, I'm going to create tarnished of, and then we're going to break it all down. Looks like a dagger and a flail or something like that so far. But I'm just going to make all of it, and we'll just go through, and it'll be grand. Make sure I made all of that. It occurred to me if I hadn't succeeded at that, then it wouldn't have, then I wouldn't have necessarily known it. All right, so there's that. And then we're going to do parentheses open T space, and then we're going to go through and see if we can make any bricks of ore out of what we have. Which, of course, we can. And we got that. Moving right along here. This make all button is pretty cool. Makes it all go just slightly faster. All right, got all those done. Okay, I think we finished up all of those things. Now, I could make some metal bits. I don't think that I need to. I can't think of anything I necessarily want to make right now. I suppose I could search the recipes and see if there's anything here that I want to make. I don't have a bucket mold and I don't know where to get one, which is unfortunate. I do seem to have a lantern casing mold. I'm not sure why I have it, but I guess I may as well make it, right? Why not? I have the pieces. Let's do it. Maybe we make a large lantern. We did do it. Success. Wonderful. What else might I have? I've never made any swords or armor yet that I can think of. And I don't know that I have any more molds of anything. I assume that I pretty much am going to need a mold for everything from here on out with the forge. And it's not looking promising. So I may have done pretty much everything I do without getting more of the molds. Kind of looking like it. I mean, I could turn things into metal sheets and I could turn things into metal bits. I guess I'll do that real quick. That'll consolidate some things a bit more. I think it's called sheet metal probably instead of metal sheet. Sheet metal. Yes, there it is. We'll go ahead and do that. May as well. And then we'll make the metal bits as well. So those will come in handy later. So metal bits. Can't make any high quality ones because I don't have any high quality ore. Okay, now cleaned up the inventory a little bit by doing that. And then to get some baking supplies, I think is the next goal here. So we'll go over to the baking supplies merchant and grab some of that stuff. Now that I got out of the building, I can stand up straight. Very nice. All right, where am I going? Traveler's Home? Is that where I'm going? No. Looks like I'm going here to the Shop of All Colors. Okay, over in the corner, baking supply merchant Kipoerneke, green finger. And one of the things that I definitely need is spices. So let's grab a slew of those. Let's go, we're gonna click shift and get a whole stack of 100. It cost only 9 gold, so maybe I go ahead and get another stack real quick. That seems like a good idea, possibly. I may need more stuff of different kinds, though. Is there anything else I might want? I could grab some loaves of bread. They're kind of expensive. I would rather be able to make the loaves of bread, but I don't know how to make a clump of coal or clump of dough. Clump of dough. I guess maybe I wait. Maybe I don't get more spices and I also don't get any bread. We'll just call that good enough for the moment. And go finish up these fish. And that'll be plenty to finish up fish with, right? Okay. Getting turned around here. There we go. All right. All going swimmingly so far. If I can make it around the sconce. Floor sconce almost got me. All right. Back over to the oven. oven, but old merchant salesman is really hawking our wares over here. Every time that I go by her, she wants to sell to me. All right. Already have this sorted by triviality. So just going to start with 88 and go down and see what I can make first. Candied spider it is. Here we go. Now we need to get up to 88. We're currently at 82. I wonder if pressing escape will do the trick when I hit it. I'm going to try that this time. So there's 83. And I'm failing to make them pretty consistently. But then we start making them again. We're at 84. 85. 86. That went up quickly. 87. Got one more. And here's 88. So trying to do that didn't work, but shutting down the window did. All right. So can just shut down the window to cancel it. Then we get back in. And we'll see if we can make anything else on the list right now without buying bread. Too many recipes resulted from this search. So let's see if we can make sure to show all of the recipes that make sense. Let's see if there's a way. What about show? Oh, favorite recipes, I see. Yeah, I'm not really interested in that. Let's try again. So I want to search the recipes, but I want to do trivial minimum of 89. That's not 89 at all. 89. And that way, hopefully we'll be able to show enough things. We'll be able to show everything that we can make. That's the goal here. Looks like we can. So it starts with smoked shark. I definitely don't have. And we'll just continue our way up. And maybe that's why I don't have clump of dough. Maybe it wasn't showing. I don't know. We'll see. So far, it's not looking promising on being able to make any of these items. If only we had some bear meat. You can kill bears in Ogre. So, that's one possibility. We head back over to a place like that, kill off some bears, and be good to go. Clump of dough is still out of the question. You know what? I definitely can't do the clump of dough, or I couldn't at least, because I had looked up those specifically and it wasn't there. So it wasn't just a situation of not showing because there were too many recipes. However, I've never seen cupcakes on the list before. So that's good to know. No good, because again, I don't have clumps of dough. I can make some fish rolls, which are apparently, oh man, it's fish wrapped up in bat wings. How exciting. Let's do it. Combine that, and that'll take us a little ways. So it won't take us too far because I only have 5 fish. But that's all right. I'm gonna have some fish rolls to show for it. Okay, excellent. Gator rolls I can't do. I have plenty of wasp wings, which is a weird ingredient, but not much in fact 0 in the gator meat department. It's so weird about the clump of dough. Where can I get it from? Can I buy it from someone? It's very strange. Never have I seen it for sale yet, or at least never have I noticed it for sale yet. Okay, so good to go with all that, I think. The only thing I could do now to improve this would be if I went and did a little fishing, which is right over there. Maybe I could get some more fresh fish, and then we could make some more of those fish rolls. Because I have plenty of these bat wings. That's crazy. It doesn't take any bought ingredients. All you need is these. that may not be the worst idea. Now, granted, you do have the risk of breaking a fishing pole, and of course, there's the bait that gets used occasionally whenever you're fishing. So, interesting. At some point soon, I need to pop over to the bank, and right now I have a torch in here. I feel like a lantern would be better than a torch, right? Let's throw a large lantern in there instead. Attune the large lantern. Sure, absolutely. Now, I wonder if that'll do anything wonderful for us. Currently still have a fishing pole equipped. Let's go get some more fishing knocked out. Maybe we get some more fresh fish or something more exciting. Who knows? Probably what we get is some tattered cloth sandals, but you know, caught a fresh fish. Nice. Not too shabby. Up to 135 fishing. I feel like there are places that are better fishing holes than where I'm at right now. But that's okay. There's a tattered cloth sandal for our collection of shoes. We've got the damp, soggy, tattered cloth sandal line. You know, just we cornered the market on it basically. Anybody needs some of those? We got you covered. I do think I'm going to trade those with the whatever these are, fish fillets. Yeah. Actually, I'm doing pretty well at getting the fresh fish right now. I'm up to 3 of them. That seems good. All right. Got a couple of tatted cloth sandals, but not too many. The ratio of fish to shoes, pretty good, all things considered, and I've caught something most of the time. Let's trade these out. There we are. That looks better. That way I can keep up with my fish more easily. I think too, though, that I'll move these sandals down by those sandals because that'll be easier for me to notice. Not exactly great in the visual department, so in fact, let's make it even easier and move them down here so that everything's all together and I can see how many sandals I have and how many fish that I have. And yeah, it's going to be easier for me to keep track of overall. All right, moving right along. We're up to 137 fishing. Have 6 fish in the bags, and I still have plenty of bait. Couple of sandals. Once I get a little bit full on the sandals, I'll go sell those to the lady over here, and then bake up some more fish. Maldictus says, fishing for anything special? Well, you know, actually any kind of fish would be good, because I'm just really more than anything trying to get my baking skills up, for no real reason other than I want to have it up. And I also want to see what recipes are available. And I also want to see if anything tells me like what level of thing it is, right? Maldictus said, never done any kind of crafting in EQ. No worries. I am learning about it as I go. So it's actually really interesting. How does baking a fish pie work? Good question. I do have a pie tin. You have to make the pie tin. I think you might come buy a pie tin, but I made my pie tin. I believe you've got to get a mold. You can either make a mold by using your pottery skills, or you can purchase the mold. And then I've not made a fish pie, but I'm going to assume that you would need the fish and a pie tin, and I don't know, maybe a cup of flour. I'm not really sure what the ingredients for a fish pie would be because I don't think that I can make the fish pie yet. Maybe I can. Hard to say. I can tell you at some point. What I can't seem to figure out is how to tell what the foods and drinks give you as far as bonuses without just using it and seeing what it does. So like you see fish rolls, its size is small, its weight is 0.1. That's all fine and well. Its value is 3 silver and 2 copper, but you don't see how long it lasts and you don't see any benefits that it might give. So I have no idea what it does. Same for the fish fillet. Same kind of situation for everything that I can see so far. So I have no idea. And again, I understand that you can go to, I believe, EQ Traders and find out what benefits each of these things give. Makes sense to have a site like that since I don't see it listed on any of these foods. So I do wonder what the benefits for each of these are. Let's see. Maldictus says, I'm playing an Ogre at Rivervale server at the moment. Playing him as hardcore, and I have to befriend the good cities. Nice. Also want to try all the things I've never done, like fishing more and cooking. Excellent. So being an ogre myself and currently in Felwithe, I'm doing kind of the same thing. I want to get my faction up with virtually, just as many people as I can, really. So I've been working on that, which is one reason that I'm only level 10. So there's some quests you can do after you first kill a bunch of orcs in not Runny Eye, that other place, Crushbone, and Crushbone, and places around the Greater Fadark. And you kill those until you get enough faction to get past the guards and get up to Kelethin. At that point, you can gather spiderling eyes, red wolf pelts, bone chips, and bat fur. Trade that into a guy up there in the Emerald Warriors faction. And then you'll get some faction that way. Maldictus says, I just logged out in Crushbone. Bunny. That's awesome. Yeah, so you're on your way. And then you can't hear. That's a problem. Well, let's see. We got some more fish. Doing pretty well on the fish haul. Up to 12 now. I feel like this is promising. Oh, Maldictus says I missed all the talk about the Crushbone quest. Right. So you just use that to get your faction up with basically the Emerald Warriors. Once you get that up, then you can go up to Kelethin and turn in Spiderling Eye, Ruined Wolf Pelt, Bat Fur, and Bone Chips. One of each of those to the guy up there. And then you'll get faction with the Kelethin merchants. Maldictus says, I know I can turn in belts, right? That's my understanding. I didn't go that route myself, but I understand that you can turn in belts in the shoulder pads and get faction, at least with the Caladim people. I'm not sure about with the Kelethin merchants. I'm not sure on that. So that's one thing you can do. Then later on, I found out there's another quest in Freeport, another couple of quests that are important there. There's this elf lady, I think she's an elf, in Freeport, if you can manage to get in there to her. And if you turn in white wine to her, then you get your faction up with just all kinds of people, including the Kelethin merchants. And the Caladim merchants, I believe, as well. And so anyway, you turn those into her. There's a dude in there too, and I cannot remember his name. I feel like he's a dwarf, but I could actually be wrong about that too. It was a very quick thing, and you turn in muffins to him, and then the Freeportians won't kill you. So, that worked out pretty well and ended up getting a lot of decent faction with a lot of people pretty quickly and just for a bit of money. Maldictus says, I'm a beast lord monk enchanter following the Rolos Zek, so dwarves do not like me. Understand totally. No one likes me. That's what I've found. Only Ogakians are interested in my ogre self. As to who I'm following, let's see. I don't remember. Cosmic Fool. That's the one. So yeah, nobody likes me. And scouts hate me more than anyone does, as far as I can tell. Just all scouts, they hate me. Which is weird because I'm a bard and you'd think like the bard people would be all about me. But nah, they're not for it. Maldictus says makes it even harder. Yes, yes indeed. Um, I agree with you. Thank you for the follow, Maldictus. But it's been entertaining, and I don't know. I killed a fairy, or no, I didn't kill a fairy. I killed. No, maybe it was a fairy. I think I accidentally killed a fairy. I killed a fey drake, and I didn't know if it would do anything. Turns out it did. It gave me some negative faction with like Sky Talons or something like that. So it wasn't the fairy faction, but I think it was the Sky Talons, and now I'm like -2 with the Sky Talons. I have no idea how to fix that problem. I have not found anyone who will give me positive faction with Sky Talons. So I don't even know what Sky Talons are. I just saw that I got negative with them. Maldictus says the thing is I cannot die at all right doing this. So it's super scary. Right, yeah, hardcore. I had a friend in EverQuest 2, which is the game that I've primarily played for most of my life. And he was doing hardcore in EverQuest 2. And at that time, he could not play as an evil character because Lucandelir, which is the leader of the evil faction over there, actually kills your character himself, and there's nothing that you can do about it at a certain point. And it's right off the bat if you are Fruitportian. So he had to play on the Canosian side, or else he would immediately, very quickly die. And because he was playing hardcore, that meant it was gone forever. He would delete the character. So he was actually a very good player and a lot of fun to play with. But it was one of those things where he would not do the real sketchy things that the rest of us would do because he's like, no, I can't risk dying. He was real quick with the evac too. Like if things started getting a little hairy, he's like, no, I'm out. You know, Z says, thank you for your help with understanding weapon breakdown via blacksmithing the other day. No problem. I was able to level up my blacksmithing to 60 and finally be able to turn fine steel into small bricks of high quality ore and to turn into the Ixar rep to unlock Ixar. Took almost no money, about 50 to 60 fine steel weapons. That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm glad that I was able to help because I know so little. I'm glad to share what I do know. Maldictus says makes sense. Yes. Yes. Oh, hey, look at that. We've completed the achievement, fishing 150. Very cool. Moving right along with that. And Terradune says, clump of dough, you need a mixing bowl. I'll have a mixing bowl. So here's my mixing bowl right there. I've got that, but I don't seem to have a recipe to make a clump of dough. I'm not sure if I need to buy a recipe somewhere or something. It feels like a clump of dough should be very, very basic. Like, why can I not make a clump of dough from like flour, salt, and water or whatever, you know? Oh, uh, it works the same as jeweler's kit. So wait, you're saying that I somehow use the mixing bowl? Is it a container? It is a container. Okay, so it's a container. So hold on. What if I open this window and I go and I take my toolbox off? Is this my toolbox? Yes, it is. Okay, so I take my toolbox off and I put my mixing bowl there. Is this how this works? Should we do this like right quick here? Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Good job, Interadune. You're on it. That's awesome. Great. I would not have figured that out. I knew that it took a mixing bowl, but I didn't know what you did with a mixing bowl. That's amazing. Oh, you can make celestial breaths, celestial essences too. I've seen those in recipes, and I had no idea how to make them. This is awesome. Okay, I don't know what most of these things are, and I doubt that I can make most of them, and that's fine because the only thing I really want to make here is a clump of dough. Look at all those clumps of dough that can be made. we can make vegetables. How cool is that? Then we can make some vegetable soup. How super cool. All right. Uh let's see. And Dune says, right click for recipes. Yes, yes. Maldictus says, are you in the High Elf City? I think so. I'm in Felwithe. If that's the High Elf City, then that's where I'm at. And Dune says, awesome, enjoy. Maldictus says, I need a bowl too, I see. Ogres like yum yums. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Let's see. Oh, where are we making the dough from? We need egg, flour, and milk. Now, I don't know why I don't have any flour. I really thought I had bought a bunch of flour, but apparently I either did and used it up, or I intended to and didn't. I don't have any alligator eggs, but maybe I have some other kind of eggs going on in here. We'll see. Wait, what's this? Okay, that's the cup of flour that I'm missing and alligator eggs. Okay. Hold on. So this is alligator egg, milk, and cup of flour. This is alligator egg, milk, and cup of flour. Wait, hold on. Are the different amounts or what? Like, what's going on here? Hold on. Why do I have this cup of flour, but I don't have this cup of flour? I'm confused. Maybe it's just not accessing the cup of flour from these recipes for reasons unknown. Okay, good to know. I don't have any alligator eggs anyway, so it's not relevant, but it is strange, right? I don't have any basilisk eggs. I did kill some basilisks. Didn't get any eggs. It's so odd that we have so many different recipes. We have too many, so let's just let's type in dough so that I don't miss any. Interrogation says it's from foraging or different alligator eggs, I think. So you can definitely kill alligators and get alligator eggs. So there's different kinds of alligator eggs. Interesting. But definitely we're not getting the full allocation of flour. So you can get flour from foraging. That's awesome. I had no idea about that. Learning something new all the time. Well, we were on basilisk. Let's continue on. Do I have any kinds of eggs? Why don't I just check and see? Find item. And we're going to look for egg. And I want to make sure we have the trade skill depot checked. And then we're going to see if I have any. I have snake eggs. That's the only kind of eggs. Now, let's see if we can use that mixing bowl to make some eggs, or no, make some dough with our snake eggs. So let's do dough and snake in parentheses. And see if that does it. It did. Excellent. Okay. So this recipe here uses the kind of flour that we have. Maybe there's a foraged kind of flour that I don't have because I haven't done any foraging yet. Z says, does one recipe look in your bags and another in your trade depot? I don't know. I mean, it shouldn't. It hasn't on the other kinds of tables, but I'm not sure. Maldictus says, did you have to buy the recipes or did they just show up? They just showed up whenever I clicked search recipes. As I level, then I get more of them. All right, let's go ahead and try to make some clumps of dough here. I'm going to just use all of the eggs that we have to do this. This is amazing. I've been stumbling around trying to find this clump of dough for days. So it's funny that I had the mixing bowl the whole time because somebody had told me that you have to have a mixing bowl in order to make them and that the mixing bowl does not break. But I had no idea that it's actually like a portable device that you can just use while you're out in the world. So you just make your dough on the go. Cool. Meldick just said, what server are you playing at? It is Norrath server. So yeah, very neat. All right, so I noticed too that this skill needed to do the mixing bowl is still baking. So even though we're using a different device to do it, it's considered baking. Mixing clumps of dough isn't baking, but what you do with it is. but it all counts. So that's fine with me. How cool. Excellent. Maldic just says awesome to see another diplomatic ogre. Absolutely. Okay, here she is again, trying to talk to me on my way to the stove here. But hey, I've got a clump of dough. I'm thrilled. Again, we're gonna go minimum. This time we're gonna do a minimum of 92 and see what we can find. All right, just going to start at the top and start going down. Now we can make some cookies. How cool is that? All right, we're going to try to get up to 102 if possible and then stop it. So it's on make all. We got the personal depot selected. Let's do it. Cookies are us. It's the business that we're in at this time. We need 102. If we can get up there, that'll be super cool. We'll see if it happens or not. And then I'm going to close it as soon as it does, if it does. There's a chance that this could work. Up to 95. It's possible. 97. All right. We're now at 98. Lacked the skill to make those cookies, unfortunately. 99. It's going to be close. We got to 100. And we got a achievement there. There's 102, so I close immediately. Let's go check out that achievement. Baking 100. This achievement is completed by reaching 100 skill in baking. Earlier, I got the fishing one for 150. I didn't even go and look at it like cool. Let's see. What if I go from here, where we're at, and then we can click. Weirdly, it's called View Mine. I don't know exactly if that means view my what I have, view mine, or if it's like an achievement mine. No idea. So we got 10 points for reaching baking level 100. There's also, let's see, trade skill. I think the fishing is considered trade skill. There it is. So we got 10 points for making 150 there. Now what I'm seeing is, okay, this first item on the fishing thing looks like we are hunting with a it's not a trident. It's like a I can't think of the word, but we're spearing the fish. And then for 100, it's got the fishing pole that we have currently. And then for 150, it has a fancier pole. And I need to know, where do I get that pole? And then for 200, it has a fishing hook. So does that mean that a fishing hook is something? No, okay. So I don't, are we like, is this a larger, are we doing like deep sea fishing with that one? I don't know. I'm not sure where we're going with that. Anyway, we got the fishing points, and we also have these baking points for our achievements. Not really sure what the long-term goal is there, but that's where we're at with it at the moment. I also need to sell these tattered cloth sandals soon, but first let's continue on here. Try not to get too distracted. We need 103 on the baking. We'll search. Maldictus says you did crush bone in order to mingle with the elves. So, okay. So these elves here, I got from doing the turn-ins in Freeport. So I started out by killing the crush bone guys, and that allows you to get your faction up with the Emerald Warriors, which lets you go up into Kelethin without getting killed. You still can't deal with the merchants at that point. You can start getting your faction up with the merchants by turning in those items that I mentioned earlier to the Emerald Warrior God. But if you want to really get it up fast, if you can manage to get into Freeport, Lady Shay is in there. And she will take your white wine, and that's going to get your faction up with the Kelethin merchants and also with the Felwithe people. So that's how I got it to where I can trade with all of the Felwithe people. And the only people who hate me here right now are the scouts. Scout guilds, they just hate me everywhere. They hate me in Caladim, they hate me in Kelethin, and they hate me in Felwithe. So consistent hatred from scouts, but you can avoid them pretty easily. Maldictus says, but we also lose faction with Nereid by killing crush bones. Thanks a lot. I haven't attempted anything with Nereid yet. I think I'm doing all right. Let me see. Slash faction. Let's check what my faction currently is with Nereid. I think I'm, okay with Nereid. Nereid hates everybody, right? So the Nereid ghouls are they're still regarding me warmly. And the ogres and the trolls are indifferent. So I'm okay with them. So far, so good on that front. All right, let's check this again and see if okay, could make some more of the animal shaped cookies, but we only have one left. And I didn't realize, interesting. Was I making regular cookies before? Maybe. So I need to get some more eggs to be able to make more of the cookies. Let's check. Is it regular cookies that I was making? I think so. No shape to them. Where are they? Oh, 65. With 65 cookies, that is significant. Let's trade the clump of dough with my 65 cookies. I've also got bowing crunchies. Actually, maybe I want to trade, in order, I don't know at this point how I should arrange these. Let's put these pickled lizards up at the top just because I have less of them. Or fish rolls, I only have one. Let's do that. Fish rolls seems fine. I have so very many things to eat at this point. My bags are filled with food and food making supplies. Now let's do a cookie. Why not? There it is. Animal shaped. Fashion together something new. An animal shaped cookie cutter. I failed to make the animal shaped cookies, what that means, but I got my cookie cutter back. As far as I know, you always get your cookie cutter back. I also don't see any difference between the recipes other than which cookie cutter you're using as far as like barbarian or just animal shaped in general or gnome. I mean, they're all the same. So that's good to know. Could make some loaves of bread with more clumps of dough. Yes. Excellent. Phenomenal information. Okay. So can't make any of that stuff. I've gotten up to 103 in my skills. Pretty good, I would say. All things considered, I could make some more fish rolls. That seems like a solid way to go. Let's do that. Maldictus says, the idea of an ogre making animal-shaped cookies. Yes, yes. It's wonderful. My ogre's cooking skill is so low, he would probably just make kebab out of those wet sandals. Yeah, I don't have any idea what to do with the wet sandals. I've just been selling them because I can't find any use for them, unfortunately. Other question is, what all can I put in the mixing bowl as a container? Can I stick food into there? I wonder. Or how about just other random things? I don't know. Fish rolls are definitely helping with the baking. Up to 113 at the moment. I should have enough food for me and all my friends. That's what I know. However long it lasts. All right, so we got through all the fish that I had, and we got up to 115. Let's go through all this, see if there's anything else that I can do at the moment. Wish I had some more clumps of dough, that'd be great. Oh, look at that. We could make a beetle eye pie. How lovely. Still haven't seen the fish pie, but beetle eye pie every day of the week. Let's do a meat-filled pie. If only we had a clump of dough. Whoa, that's weird. Rat ear pie. Okay, so you make an uncooked rat ear pie. And then you cook the red ear pie. I have no idea. Weird. Okay, I do have some red ears, it looks like. So I could make an uncooked red eye pie if I have the recipe, which I assume that I do. Raw red ear pie. How lovely does that sound? Okay, what do we have? Okay, just more. We're missing more clumps of dough, but there's also winter chocolate. I bet that's something that you forage most likely. All right, let's try going to 116 minimum and seeing if more things show up down here at the bottom. Yes, okay. I don't know exactly where I was. I had a vegetable pie. Let's check on filleted bear and go down banana. What's this? Is it a fillet knife? Of course it is, a filleting knife. I wonder if you make your own filleting knife or if you buy it somewhere. Can't do any of this filleting without a filleting knife, which is a shame. I do have some wolf meat that I could fillet if I had it. Let's see. Z says, is there good stat food that you can make? I don't know. I can't really tell what the stats are on the food. Um, Z says, can't remember that. I haven't looked that far ahead and can't remember that far back. I feel like probably some of these things are giving stats, but it doesn't tell me on the, like if I mouse over it, and in this case, I'm clicking Alt, and even though I'm fairly sure that some of these things would give stats, I don't know what they are or anything because it doesn't seem to tell me on any of these foods anything like that. The stats or duration of any, nothing. None of this information is there. Strange, but true. I feel certain though that there's stat food in there somewhere. Um, Maldictus says, "Got to go to bed. Have a great time cooking. Absolutely, get some rest, man." And Tara Dune says, "Did you find a vendor with bat wings? How did you get so many?" Oh, I've hunted so many bats. I was out getting bat fur for my faction quests, and I've killed like ungodly numbers of bats. And Tara Dune says, "Can't remember making my filleting knife. I know I made a skinning knife." Kevin says, Mission Watcher of Realms. Absolutely. And you know what? I was looking at what's going on. I've been actually logging in over there every day. And I see that there's the Assassin's Creed crossover. And I definitely want to do a stream of that very, very soon. As soon as I can get to that, I want to. There's a huge storyline thing going on right now. And I do want to definitely do some of that soon. Hopefully within the next few days, but it is a weekend and weekends are difficult. We'll see. Let's see now. Cookies. Man, we need that winter chocolate. Gotta go foraging. And then I also clearly have to get a bunch more eggs. We need so much dough for things here. But otherwise, I think I've reached the end of what I can do with what I have right now. And Daradun says, dang, impressive. And Kevin says, oh, goody, thank you. Absolutely. I'm very interested in seeing that. I went on there and I specifically did not click the banner. Surprisingly, I did see the banner. And I realized, if I click that banner, there's probably going to be some sort of like a cutscene or something like that. And I would rather do that with the stream than just by myself. So I did not click through on that, and I saw that there's there's all kinds of stuff that's going along with it, like a little storyline and all that. So it's pretty cool. And Tara Dune says, "Oh, this on the stat food, you don't eat it. By the way, it's kept at the bottom of bags and works like items warm." Oh, that's absolutely weird. So, so then none of these things would be stat food then. Is that right? Bottom of bag looks like item board. Just taking up your inventory space. How odd. All right. Well, I guess time will tell on whether I'll be able to do that or not. Okay, let's sell some of these tattered sandals here. So I have plenty of them and definitely don't need them. Then I'll have to just go on a big hunting mission and try to get a bunch of eggs. I know there's a bunch of basilisks hanging around that I could take out. What do we have here? We've got a crushed bone belt. This is a dairy spoon. I'm not sure what that's used for. One assumes that it goes with ice cream or something, right? And then we have the toolbox. Okay, so I want to switch back over, I think, to, from the mixing bowl and to the toolbox, because the toolbox holds more and it actually holds up to giant items. Kevin says, "Yep, it's fun stuff. I'll leave you be to play EverQuest. Just wanted to stop by and say hello. Take care." Absolutely. Always good to see you. Besides, you're welcome to jump in on the EverQuest streams too, Kevin. Not rejected. Interadude says, "Only one I can remember was called something like Misty Thicket Picnic, probably Misty Thicket Picnic Basket, because that is a thing in EverQuest too." And you know what? It's from one of the heritage quests, or it's a part of, I believe, Proof of the Pudding, which is a crafting heritage quest in EverQuest too. So it would make sense for that to be the name of it. All right, let's see now. The other thing I can do currently would be to make these rusty daggers into some ore. Then I can pop on by the bank and put some of this stuff probably into the trade skill depot. So we have found, I believe, the forge. Looks like it. And so all I have, I think, I'm wrong. No, I'm not wrong. All I have here is the rusty daggers. It just occurred to me too that I might have some things in the equipment tab. Looks like I don't. Okay, so nothing is there. Okay, excellent. Seems fine. Let's turn things into tarnished things. I think the daggers still have. So combine, and we'll make all of those in short order. And then we'll make that. We're going to do parentheses open T space. And we can make, actually, we're not even going to do T space. We're going to do T space DA so that we go right to the daggers because that's what we have. And we'll combine those. And then we'll be all good on ore. And let's see, I think, okay, this is making the small pieces of ore. And from those, we can make metal bits. Let's do it. Metal bits. Combine those, and then we'll be able to throw those into the bank for later use. Excellent. Okay, the bank is where? I don't recall. So we click find, we click the banker, and we're very close to the banker, so it's awesome. Keeper, maybe. Felwithe keeper. Makes sense. Keeping our stuff here. All right, I want to go to the trade skill depot, and I'm just going to try to throw everything in. I don't think I can put those in, but that's all right. I don't want to throw my water in, but any of these things, maybe we can make them into something better later. Who knows? I can't, unfortunately, put things like the pot in there. See, it's not stackable, and if it's not stackable, it won't let you throw it in there. But if it is stackable, then hey, no problemo. Okay, so the fish scales do not go in. They are, I believe someone told me that they can be used for underwater breathing. Cupcake, or the muffin tins rather, are stackable and can go into the trade skill depot, even though I've been told that they don't break. So you get them forever, even though they don't break. Pretty cool. So what is this here? Pickled blizzard. Nice. Alright. Definitely able to put a bunch of this stuff in here, which is nice. I don't want to put the fishing groves in, but you have to have them with you in order to fish. So, okay, that all looks pretty decent at this point. We put our getter back over there with our other stuff. Unfortunately, you do have to bring that around with you. It's unfortunate. I don't know if I should just choose one of my bags and throw them in there, and then switch out bags when I go to bake. That's something that I'm considering, but I haven't decided yet. For now, we're gonna throw the copper band into the auto bank and the orc hatchet. We're just gonna auto bank a bunch of this stuff that I don't necessarily know what to do with. I should also check probably in the dragon's hoard and see if there's anything there that I should grab out. Crushed bone belt. You know what? I think I'm gonna put the crushed bone belt into the equipment storage just in case I need it while I'm out and about. And while I'm at it, I may as well put my club back on instead of my fishing rod. That over here. Z says my bank is full of toolboxes. No, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, make a ton of those and, you know, carry them around in all of the places. The toolbox weighs 3, but with an ogre, you have enough, you know, strength and whatnot to be able to carry around a good bit. So I bet that I could probably fill up all of my slots with these guys, and they hold, well, they only hold 8 slots, but they hold larger things than the backpacks do, so it goes all the way up to giant. So, not a bad idea. I'm trying to decide, do I want to leave the dairy spoon? I don't see me needing the dairy spoon anytime soon, but I guess I'll keep it for now. And we're just going to sort these things by order of how many I have of them, I think. That way it'll take up less room over time. So, seems like a good idea. So it looks like either the candied spiders don't stack up more than to 100, and I also didn't notice those fish fillets until the last moment there. Okay, not bad. Cleared up the bags a little bit. Still don't have as much room as I might like, but I'll take it. Let's see, how much does a normal bag weigh in a normal backpack? Okay, so actually the toolboxes are not heavier than these backpacks are, weirdly. The small boxes are actually lighter than the backpacks. That's kind of weird. Now I've got to come and look over here. So the small boxes hold medium-sized things. I do have a backpack. Maybe I should trade out the backpack because it holds larger items in it. That might make some sense. I think I will. Let's move that box out and this backpack in, even though it's weirdly a little bit heavier, and that way we can hold some bigger things. Seems like a good idea. Okay, now, what else? Pretty good to go at the moment. I'll put this key over here. It's from Crushbone, or Clan Crushbone. And I don't know which of the elves it really, or which of the, I don't know if it's an elf at all, which of the slaves that it releases. But it might come in handy next time I'm over there. Alright, everything looks good. Cleared up quite a bit of room, I think. And you've definitely made a good number of baked goods. Alright. Emerald armor. Interesting. Let's go in here just to see what we have in here because I've forgotten. Is this another forge? It is. It's the Koedadal forge. Is it the same forge that I was in a moment ago? Probably so. I just didn't pay attention to which building I was in. Cool. Good at this game. Alright. I wonder, I don't need any more, I don't need any more sharpening stones right now. I bought like 500 of them. And so I'm okay on those for now. I don't think I need any more water flasks, even though I'm kind of relying on them currently for my drinks. We have 123 of them left at the moment. You know, actually, it may not be a bad idea to go ahead and replenish those. I feel like one of these guys over here sells some water flasks, but I don't recall for sure. Find out. After I fall in the water. Cool. The swimming. My swimming is so bad. I think that you get faster at swimming as your skill goes up, but I'm in no danger of that. I just have 14. It's incredibly slow. If I fall in the water, I'm gone. And see if we have any water flasks over here. No water flasks from our friend Merchant Silspin, or whatever her name is. Oh no, it's on the wrong side of the door. Alright, here's a general supply merchant. That seems likely. Alright, let's grab some. You can hold down shift and click buy and you get stacks of 100. There went 1 platinum and 2 gold, making me down 4 gold, 2 silver, and 4 copper. Not great. Okay. I don't need the forge to be clicked anymore, so let's end the find there. I haven't actually been into Southern Felwithe yet, but I don't know that I necessarily want to right now. I think I'm gonna head out of here and go try to just, you know, wholesale slaughter some snakes and things to try to get some of those eggs that I need. I think there are some basilisks running around, and apparently they have some eggs. So why don't I try running into a wall for a moment? That's another good button, right? I think. All right. Made it out here. And just gonna have a look on Leonard and see what kinds of things have been traded to him lately. Because he gets a lot of attention from people out there. There's some Osmog meat. I don't know what that is, but it's very expensive. They're each 3 platinum and 2 gold. That's insane. I don't need any. I just wondered what it was. Can we look? Yes, we can look. It doesn't tell us anything, but we can look. It's a quest item of some kind, apparently. Boots of the Long Road for 18. Oh, this is an insane amount. You know, 18 platinum and 9 copper each is crazy. A bunch of optic nerves there. You got some crushed bone belt. If you need some of those, be sure and come and get some. Here's some of those dairy spoons. Let's see here. Lots of stuff like armor and jewelry and whatnot like that. Weapons. Lots of weapons. Fine steel weapons, no less. Z says, I was overdoing the quest for the regen neck and unlocking Karen. There's a quest for the unlock that has you swimming, oh no, has you swimming all over talks, and the drop rate is not good. I'm 176 swimming now, much faster. Plus, the quest gives a fishing spear with underwater breathing. That's awesome. I just, man, I hate getting in the water in this game. It is slow and painful. Like, you know, it's difficult to hit the things. They don't want to be seen properly, and you're going so slowly. And then everything swims faster than I do because I've not worked on it at all. So I could see the benefit of getting it up. I just haven't done it. And I had heard that you swim faster if you get the skill up, but I just haven't done it. So small break of unrefined ore over there. That could come in handy, but I don't want to buy them for 3 platinum each. Who knows what I would have to sell? Probably my soul for that. Plenty of tattered cloth sandals, and I think I probably traded some of those into him. Tattered shoulder pads and tattered skull caps. I didn't trade those ones in. Whoa! Unfinished blade mold costs 3 platinum, 3 gold, 4 silver, and 4 copper. That's insane. Wasp wings and water flasks. Okay. Nothing that I'm interested in at the moment, although those wasp wings can be used combined with that gator to make some gator rolls, as I recall, so let's be careful about sleeping on that. But I think I've got enough wasp wings for the moment and not any gator meat at all, so I'm in no danger of running out of them anytime soon. Z says Bard Speed does help. I'm not sure if Spirit of the Wolf. Yes, Spirit of the Wolf is a great spell. I don't have it currently running on this one. I don't really have my speeds going because I'm focused on the adventuring side of my symphonic aura stuff. I don't have enough symphonic aura points to be able to run all 5 yet. I don't think any of those guys have anything I'm currently looking for. I probably will kill a bunch of random things in a moment in the hopes of getting something that would drop good components for recipes. I could go somewhere that has higher level stuff for me, but I want a bit of variety for the food and drink. Possibly I could go over to Greater Fate or Lesser Fate Art, maybe, and get a different level of things. Might not be the worst idea ever. Let's try it. Let's head that direction. Because I think there are plenty of things in that area that would give me possible components for stuff, so. I noticed that it's 4:30 p.m., so I won't have too much longer before I'll need to get off for a bit and have some food and possibly play some Magic Gathering, because as I've mentioned a number of times, in a Magic League at the moment with the Hobbit stuff. And I suspect that people are going to be starting to show up pretty soon to play in that, so. So far, I'm not really seeing anything. There we go. I don't know about that. Pained Unicorn. Level 60 warrior. I think I'm pretty sure I don't want to mess with that guy. What, judges you amiably. Excellent. I love to be judged amiably by the level 60 unicorn. I'm pretty sure that I do not want to be kill on sight to him. Or her, as the case may be. Who knows? So the first thing I see here in the Greater Fate Arc is not something that, or the Lesser Fate Arc, is not something that I want to tangle with. I was here the other day though, and I don't think anything was too terrible. It was all pretty, no, okay, not all, but a lot of it was pretty tame. Howsoever, that is where I accidentally killed the Fey Drake. Well, I didn't accidentally kill the Fey Drake. I unknowingly killed the Fey Drake. I wasn't sure if it would give me negative faction, but I had in the back of my mind that it'd be okay if it did, because I said to myself, I can just get the faction back if I lose it. But then I got negative faction with something that I don't know what is. Sky Talons. It feels like Sky Talons should be an aviac theme, but I don't know. And when I kill aviacs, I'm not getting negative faction, so I'm not sure. There's a pixie prankster. Now, the other pixies that I've killed did not give me any negative faction with anything, so maybe it'll be fine to kill this one. Let's see. It has one sword, which I guess that means it's less threatening. Like maybe you have to get really close to it. Pixies of Felwithe. Oh no! Pixies of Felwithe has faction. What have I done? What have I done? Let's see. Let's check it out. Pixie. Man. They hate me already, so it's fine, right? Oh no. I just did it again. I've ruined my faction enough that now they'll attack me. Man, what a shame. Alright, bead necklace, let's auto merge and I suppose we'll loot it. How's about it? The decisions that I make, I tell you what. Okay. Don't want to kill the Fae guys. There's Castle Mistmoore over here. I have no idea what level that is. Castle Mistmoore is in EverQuest 2 as well. But I know that the Castle Mistmoore here can't possibly be as high level as the one in EverQuest 2, because right now we're only at like level 50 on this, and it was higher level than that on EverQuest 2. Jesus, Pixie Killer! That's right. That's how it's gonna be. The time they see me, they're gonna come get me. It's a shame. I have no idea how to get my faction back up with the Pixie guys. Man. Clearly it's not gonna help for me to kill some orcs or anything like that. Or my faction would already be better with them, so I have done something I don't know how to undo. It's a shame. We got a bandit over here now. I feel like killing the bandits should be fine, right? They're bandits. Nobody likes a bandit. Try clicking the disarm button. Became slightly better at it. Now the rogues can seriously do some damage pretty quick, so we want to beat up on them pretty quickly. What is this? It's a rusty dagger. I'm just going to stick on auto loop for that. And when I get full of stuff, I can throw any of the rusty stuff into the equipment tab so that I can access it anytime I'm near a forge, if I can remember to. Bronze shortened spear. We already have it on auto merge, so I'll just loot it. And let's see, am I getting any terrible... Okay, Dervish cutthroats. They're not happy with me. But I don't know that it matters greatly how much Dervish cutthroats like me. Doesn't feel like they're nice people. You're wrong. But it's my experience that anybody who calls themselves cutthroats doesn't really have good intentions. Clearly, I have to avoid anything that says Fae, and I guess the pixies who now hate me also. So, that's a shame. You would think a pixie prankster, for instance, and pixie trickster are not endearing terms, but I guess they're well liked among their people. Who am I to say? At least I know I can kill the wasps without getting in trouble with anybody. Fairies all hate me. There seems to be a little fairy enclave over there. Not really a whole lot of things beyond fairies in this area. I had expected more diversity of features in the Lesser Fate arc. There certainly is in EverQuest 2. You have a lot of brownies and things in the Lesser Fate arc. Wrong button. There we go. Hi. Okay, I saw something red coming up. That doesn't bode well. Probably going to be attacked by it. I see it there. I don't know what it is. I'm going to continue running. Hope it didn't want to kill me. Probably Castle Mistmoore is going to be higher level than where we're at now. Would make sense. Christopher Walton 2881 says, played original game, watching this brings back memories. You know, I haven't played the original EverQuest 1. I've only played EverQuest 2 and now EverQuest Legends. Oh look, some guys hanging out over here. Slackers Incorporated. Nice build name, guys. Cool. Ah, Logic Wizards on Paris. All right, let's see what we've got going in here. I bet it's going to be bad. Oh, not as bad as I thought. Level 19 warrior fighting Crash Daily the Frog Slayer. Nice. And we got an achievement just for walking in here. Cool. Look, there's a little tiny pond. Hey, I wonder what kind of fish we could get here. Let's do a little swimming for a second just to get a couple of points of swimming up. All right, now time to pull out the old fishing rod. All right. Place the club, because hey, who needs it, right? And let's do a little fishing. Will there be tattered cloth sandals in these waters? That is the question. An initiate familiar says, do not underestimate the might of Mistmoore. Well, I'm fishing in front of your Mistmoore guys, so you just take that how you will. Ah, his build name is Sometimes I Fall Down. Makes sense. Definitely caught a rusty dagger, which actually, I could see it. Alright, cool. No longer have a target, that's true. Also caught some fresh fish. Fresh fish. Z says, do you need to bait to fish? The bait to fish, or can you fish without them? You do need some bait to fish. It won't let you do it without the bait or without a fishing pole. Z says, I always forage up grubs. I'm assuming yes. I'm assuming those are for fishing, yes. These are called fishing grubs when you forage them. And I did have some on beta. I'd see that I did get some tattered cloth sandals. So it's not just Felwithe whose waters are littered with sandals. Clearly, Mistmoore is as well. I'm wondering if I'm going to get a different kind of fish over here than I have been getting over in Felwithe. Huh. It's interesting that I spill my beer while bringing in my line. And what I find most interesting about that is that I've spilled my beer even when I didn't have any beer. Right now I do. I've got, oh wait, maybe I don't. I don't have any beer in my bags at the moment. And yet, nonetheless, I spilled it while dragging in the line. I don't know what that says. We're like spawning beer while fishing. Why do I have a pool rack? I've got a billiards rack in my hand. Weird. Makes me wonder what I have equipped. Let's check. Is that supposed to be a leather whip? I don't think so, friend. That is not a whip. Odd. All right. What I found thus far is that I'm getting the same things here as I was getting in Felwithe. Z says, yeah, that's your whip. I mean, I've seen whips, right, in real life, and that's not one. It's very strange. Nothing about that says whip to me. It's okay. I spilled more of my beer. Okay, caught some fish scales. Still just looking like the same old stuff. Now I feel like I got some different things, and I know I got some different things when I was in Infinite fishing on the beta server, and when I was in Ogre, I got different kinds of fish than what I'm getting here. And occasionally it would say like you caught a rare fish and things like that. I haven't had any of that happen on this server so far. I don't know if that's because of the places that I've been fishing or if I'm just not high enough in my fishing skill. Nonetheless, I was definitely catching unusual items at much lower skill levels whenever I was in beta than I'm doing now. There's no doubt about that. All right, we're going to do one more cast after this and then move forward into Castle Mistmoore and see what it's all about. In EverQuest 2, it was filled with vampires. I don't know if that's going to be the situation here or not. We're going to find out. Maybe. Okay, didn't catch anything that time. Let's put our club back on. And then head off and see what kinds of things there are. It's a hopping zone, that's for sure. I don't see anything this way, so we're going to go this way. Now, I don't have on any fancy clothes or anything. And I think I'm level 10. And I don't think that I have any, well, I know that I'm not really using most of my spells or anything crazy like that. Also, I don't even know what stance I'm in. Looks like I'm currently in berserker stance, and I am possibly not even in one of these other things, whatever they're called. They have names too. It's invocations. That's what I think. Let's see. I was using previously. I think it was this. Regenerating mana twice as fast and spells have a 5% reduced mana cost. But first, I was using this, I think, Divine Invocation. Spending mana will heal the group member with the lowest HP percentage for every additional wisdom class. No, that's not the one. What was it? It wasn't. Incursion, over channel, empowering. Let's see here. Okay, so I think that I was using evasive stance whenever going somewhere nasty, and then switch from there to balanced whenever I would run out of endurance. I think that's right. And then not sure. I don't remember. We're gonna try recover and evasive for now. And we'll see. Let's look at the map. Oh, lots of things going on here. Lots of red guys hanging out. That doesn't bode well, does it? Let's see, what if I go this way? Will there be red guys this way too? Probably. Looks like somebody has come and cleared a good ways in. Yes, red guys around the corner. Let's see what he looks like. A level 21 wizard and a level 22 warrior. It seems more than twice my level. Let's go back this way. I wonder what level this guy is. Maybe that's the right way to go. After I run into the wall for a moment. It's another important part playing this game. Also could try that way, but let's first check and see what kind of guys we have here. Level 25. That's quite bad. That's worse. All right. Let's try this way. Ooh, down seems bad. My experience with EverQuest 2 is that going down is typically where the growth ones are. There we are. Exactly. Level 29. Down is bad, as always. Now, sometimes it's going up that's bad. Because sometimes you start at the bottom. But either way, moving floors typically is not a good thing. We got somebody wandering this direction, and it is an initiate familiar. Let's see how badly this goes. Oh yeah, you can't actually cast anything. That's right. I am too new to casting to be able to succeed here. We're gonna try. Now the endurance is dropping pretty quickly, and when I run out of that, I'm just gonna start taking some hits. He has a little time left on the tainted breath that I've stuck on him. And we'll try to disarm and intimidate him, because surely that'll work, right? Still doing somewhat okay on the endurance. Oh wait, no. Not so much. Let's go to balanced. And the tainted breath is also off at this point. The initiate is weirdly, you would think that an initiate familiar would be some sort of a mage, but no, he's a warrior. How odd is that? So the warriors don't really cast much. As far as I can tell, as of when I was playing on test, and I got up to around level 28, they really weren't casting at all. We got some rawhide shoulder pads +1 here. Let's go. We already have it on auto merge, so let's loot it and see if those are better than whatever I currently have on. Let's alt, click, and then compare. This is probably going to be okay. It's actually the same. I was going to say that I thought it would probably be better. I was incorrect. Rawhide is not better than cloth because it's only +1, and the cloth is +3, I think. So it went okay. We made it through that fight. Well, that's not going to go well. How about I just run instead? Maybe run into a corner for a second. Ooh, this is bad. Things have respawned, as it turns out. And I'm a goner. Goner for show. Alright. So that's cool. Liability report. Nice. Oh dang, where am I at? Oh no, it spawned me way down here. That's probably bad. Well. Well. I suppose... Where does this go? To the Lesser Fate Arc, it says. So wait. Ah, I had run in from here? I suppose I had run in from here. That makes sense. Okay, alright. I'm getting better at meditate pretty regularly for reasons unknown. Alright, so let's go back in. Surprisingly, I didn't even have to use my heal or anything on that last one. It's crazy. Turn back into evasive stance. And I definitely have to get some health and power before I can do anything. I can go ahead and bind wound just to get my bind wound up, if nothing else. Oh yeah, I gotta click F1 to do that. So you click F1, then you can bind wound. Now, I wonder if there is a way to set a macro, and I feel like there is. Maybe when I click, no, I don't know. Let's see. I want to, okay, there's already technically, I could just click the equal sign and go bind wound, but it doesn't click me and bind wound. So what if I set the equal sign to immediately target myself and then bind wound? Maybe something to think about. All right, so we did a little wound binding. Let's try this 21 rogue here. Now the rogues are quite nasty. They do a lot of damage. Much more so than the warriors do. Alright, we're getting the disarm skill up, so that's good. We've got 13 seconds left on the tainted breath. That's what it's called. Still have plenty of endurance at this point. And I don't have any idea why my simple sewing needle is on my hotbar. No clue. Most of it at some point had something there that that was a useful item. So almost got this initiate familiar down. Haven't even started, we haven't even gotten through the endurance quite. Now we have. Let's switch to balanced stance and be able to take some more hits that way. Okay, so from that we got a bronze longsword +2. We already have set it to auto merge. Let's loot it and let's have a look. Is this better, worse, or the same as our little splintering club? It is better. Yeah, I think it's worth changing out. So let's do it. Where is it? There we are. Okay. That'll help a little bit. In order to get to the next guy, we gotta wait on a little bit of regen of the endurance there. Wrist wins, handguns. I wonder if that's based on. Nah, who knows? Who knows? I was thinking wrist wins, and I wondered if it was related, like a play on that, but who knows? Okay, let us go ahead and start with a tainted breath. And then we'll, I should have gone into evasive stance. There we are. And then try to disarm. And this is another rogue, by the way. Level 19, not quite as bad as the last guy. And I do have a heal on this character at this point because of the shaman. This guy isn't nearly as dangerous as the last couple. Not that they did a lot, but still. It's a glyphed ghoul over here. Don't really want him to attack me quite yet, because I've got to get a little healing in. This guy over here has been doing things for a while. Not sure what, or maybe he just spawned was doing it again, I don't know. But I think he's just sitting there. Okay, maybe he was, you know what, he was probably calling his home with the origin spell. It does take a while. Okay, what do we got now? A grinning gargoyle. That seems sketchy. What if I start here and do melee and then do a little bit of tainted breath, and then I'm going to back up because I think we're going to have company come in this direction in a moment. And I don't know if I actually waited to refill on all of my stuff. It doesn't really look like it, or else it's going very poorly. Not sure. Could be either one, or both. Just definitely hitting pretty decently hard. We've got a level 24 warrior. Let's switch over to balanced because we're pretty much out of endurance. See if I can find the heal. I haven't done any healing yet. And this is a light heal. So I don't know. Is that going to be good enough? Ooh, it's bad. It's bad. Nah. Switch? Nope, not gonna switch. Tried to switch to evasive first, but no. That was rough. Rough times. Alright. Uh-oh. Better be careful. That gargoyle is hanging out. I'm not ready for him. Bristle Babe, little legend. Nice. No guts given. Alright. Definitely have to regenerate before anything else can happen. Also, it's 5 o'clock, so it won't be too much longer before I get to run either way. Let's move back over to evasive stance. Zopi has completed the achievement Castle Mistmoore Traveler. I'm gonna slash save. Congrats, but not with a question mark. It's so hard when my fingers are on the wrong keys. Now, I think that if I tap that gargoyle right now, this other guy will also come join the fray. We don't need anybody joining in on the destruction of me. So I'll have to be somewhat cognizant of where that guy is. My endurance is back up, but my regen is not. Or my health is not, rather. Uh-oh, the grinning gargoyle is on the move. Okay, let's try it now. Should have turned on melee first, but that's okay. There we are. We'll see if we can manage it. It is hitting hard. Fortunately, my evocation is getting better, and that ought to help a little bit. I wonder, I don't think I have anything better than light healing. Pretty close to out of the endurance. Got a little bit, but not much left. It's not going particularly well. We're pretty much out of it now. Let's switch to balance. And then I'm gonna have to try to heal. And then probably die. And that was the wrong button. It's trying to heal and accidentally attacked. Chiseling so much. It's okay. Getting better. I think we might win this. Not sure. It's a tough one, really. I'm going to switch back to evasive. And try to finish this guy off before we run out of that. Low on power. But I think we got it. Alright, there we go. Got an Ice of Bellius. I wonder what that is. Oh, I wonder, is that the thing that goes into the root beer and makes a root beer float? I think it might be. Possibly. Cool. Alright. Made it through the gargoyle fight. Survived. I won't say it went well, but it happened. Okay, very cool. It is now 5:04, and I better go ahead and get off and get some food and start getting ready for a bit of some Magic League later on. I'll try to get back on tonight if I can. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but hopefully. So if you're not following me yet, be sure to follow me and turn on notifications so that you can see the next time that I go live. And hopefully I'll see you guys later on. Everybody have a good time.